Is a dream a fantasy? Is it held to be the final word, a dream or a fantasy? In retrospective, what I'm actually trying to say that if you do not speak the final word, it is the 1/4 of the input that you have towards a situation. Plastic or metal? Is it medallion? Is it plastic? Is it liquid plastic? Is it one of the finest metals? Rare, precious, gold, silver? How about the finest metal that comes from all metals? What makes metals so perfect is the ash that is in between, that goes with no other metal other than the liquid of water. Only water will hold the ash, but no fine metal has any ash at all. Or is the fine metal that is in every metals, that is in ash, a hash of all metals of what makes metals all the same? The gum 712 within its own house. The total of 7 of 12. Two dice, 6 and 6. You add 1 to 6, it equals to 7, and 7 is 14. 1, 2, 1. 4 corners, 6 sides. 24. One day, one die. It's the way they say it in French. Metal or medal, 4 and 20. D or 20 equals 8. Because inside of 0 and 1 is D, and D, 4, 1, 4. 0, 4, 10. 0, 4, 10 because it's in all of 10, which is 1, 5, 9 in your telephone. 1 and 9 equals to 10, and 8, which equals to 168 because 0 equals 6. The difference is 202, or the difference is 3 and 7, and these are the wings of Nibiru. Why? Because Nibiru holds number 73. At the same time, what it might hold as to 73, which is the arc-en-ciel, here is the rainbow. They call it the arc in the sky, the 7 colors. So if we understand the 7 colors, I'm going to relate to either the horses or the game of pool. And in every game of pool, there are 2 numbers for every color. Blue has 2 and 10. 10 equals 1. So 2 equals 2 and 1 together. Blue equals 2 and 1. 202 times 4 directions. 4 directions pointing here is 1 direction, pointing here is 1 direction. 4 directions equal 8. 45 degrees. 8 times 45, 360. 202, 202, 202, all the way around. 168. 214, this is your 9 card. Okay, this becomes 64, this becomes 16, this becomes 80, this becomes 86. This becomes 8 by 8. This becomes 8 plus 8 is 16. 8 by 8 is 64. It took 4 and 4 to create 8. From 2 times 2 and 2 plus 2 is more equal than anything else because it is number 44. B is switched to a V in Spanish, just like L and L is stressed out to a Y. Why? It's a Y because of this. The Y upside down this way brings these 2 together. Don't forget, it's the top on the left and the top on the right. There's 2 sides, but top left to bottom right, there's an in-between, so that's 1, 2, 3. So if there's a bottom right and an in-between, that means there's 3 levels, 3, 6, 9. 414 is the 9 card, 514, 514. 4 and 1 is 5, 5 and 4 is the sun. It is created. A 5 times 4, 5 plus 4 creates the IT system, lives inside of the sun. I is created to H. H-I-T, hit. Hit goes through the sun, only because of the simple letters. What I'd like to explain now is 4 times 4 and 4 plus 4 equals 16 and 8. 16 hours of day, light, and 8 hours of night. The night is what we don't know. 80 becomes 86. 2 and 4 create 86, which is Venus and Mars, which is played out by Pluto, which is our birth, and Earth, which is switched by Mars. The 2 moons, Deimos and Phobos and Deimos. We have to understand that Pluto with Mercury and Venus come into Neptune and meet at the 7th gate. When this is happening, it happens again over here. Here it meets 10 and 7, 9 and 1, 8 and 2, and the 7th gate. Here 2 and 1 meet 3, creation, and 4 under the sun, but we're going to bring it 7, 7. Here it's going to be 3. Here it's going to be 5, electric company. Both to 1 and 2, 5 and 6, 8 and 9, 7. 3 is the addition of 1 and 2. There's no 4 and no 6. 4 and 6 into the 13 world is 9. Comes in through 9. 13, 1 and 3 is 4. And through 7. 7 and 6. So it comes in. 6 comes in through all the 7s. 4 comes in through 9. So when your birth comes in into the B world through Venus, you connect 7 to all 6s because every single of these numbers are 7. And this is east-west of each other. This is how the numbers work. Piano has the same algorithms, and we can switch this to colors through the game of pool, horse racing, through many faculties of horse racing, breaking it down even greater to how everybody saw this situation. And there's people doing it right now. There's a gentleman that's very brilliant right now, I mean, he's so brilliant. I mean, but all he's doing is multiplying and putting reality towards reality, bringing two realities together, and it's just great. It's because it's true. The numbers are the same. It's fantastic. And if you're doing it, it means even more. So on this side, you got 9 and 8, 17, and 11. 1 and 1 is 2, and 8, 2 and 8, time heaven, 28, the cycle. 82 of Neptune and Venus, the sky and the oceans. Above and below, or is it the two circles? Above and below. So there's here, and I'm not going to get into that right now. This is the gateway. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 gateways. What's the gateway over here? 6. 6 and 1 is the gateway over here. So what are we left with? Only 4 not used. It's the only number not used because I used 6 over here. 6 and 1 and 2 and 5. I didn't use 4. 3 is made up from 1 and 2. 4 is the opposite of 3. So actually, I should have just been putting these two together. And this is a representation of Uranus. This one, I mean, I used it anyways. Okay, it was 6 with 1 and 8 with 1. And 6 and 8 is 44 equals 33. 53 equals to 42. 52, 5 and 9 are actually the same. They're the same payout. Same payout in the game of craps. This is the game of craps. 7 come 11. You know 7 and 11? They even have in the game of roulette, they even have 7 and 11 next to each other inside of 30 and 20 because 30 is just part of 20. 10 left, 10 right, and the other part is in the center, right? 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30 in length. 10 to the left, 10 to the left, 10 to the right, the 10 that's in between. Of the 10 above, of the 10 that's in between, of the 10 that's below. But this one is 30 altogether. This one is a part on the left, a part on the right, a part in the center. I'm counting how wide is the house. It's 30 feet. But we have to watch out for the bricks in the center. Well, it's still 30 feet. In the center, it's a different design. We got a window. We got a window at 20 feet. The window goes from 16 feet on one side to 16 feet on the other side. It seems like it's a reflection, but it's just a window. But you measure the whole house. Relativity of Einstein. Isn't that what it's all about? Bringing things to understood between two. Making it relative to understand. Either you do want to understand or you can play games with it. Well, what do you mean? I got it in the mail. Well, you got it in the mail. What would you like to process with it? Would you like to take care of it right now with your own mind sitting here? Do you want to just throw it out because it means nothing? Are you getting so much mail? Are people putting pressure on you that they're obligating you to do things? This is what we need to rid of. Making everything simple. Making everything simple. We need more peace and harmony. The world we believe we are living in, okay, is something that looks like this. Okay, the world I think we want to live in or don't want to live in actually looks like this. This one's only rocking at the center and you're in a high and you're always looking to rock down here. We don't want to rock down here. We want to swing and we never want to fall down. We just want to go, 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 go. These numbers here, talk. This number over here is X. This is EX. How the E family is right next to the X, 524. Is this the 5-day week? 16 hours a day. 4 times 4, 4 plus 4 equals 16, and 8, 24. 9 difference between 24 and 33. 4 and 2 is 6, 3 and 3 is 6. You can also say 6 is in between 1 and 1. 21, 35, 66, 75. Right across from it, 17, 34, 6, 57, 75. They call it the orphan children. Check it out. 1776. Check it out. 2014. Check it out. 2014. Over here. 3, 4. DC comes together. DC comes together where? Mercury, Mars, Mercury, Earth. DC comes together right here. 2 different colors. What's black is blue? Want to play the games of the world? Let's use them to rebuild what they taught us. The truth to poetry. Now everybody's going to understand Macbeth a little bit different. Everybody's going to look at a color and say something else, but we cannot deny that green seems to be go. Read relativity is to be read, to read, to understand, and do what the function is. That means you must stop. Orange is a mixture, and understood that within orange there could be yellow, and within the two, under orange, we are into construction. At the same time, yellow can relevate with orange and be in a school zone. Unless you're at home painting and it's pre-mixed. So we have the basis. We also have the basis of what color do you think this is going to be when I light up this fire? Now, what did it take? What color did it take before this fire got lit? And what 2 colors do you see? Blue and orange. They are freaking fantastic colors. If you can let go and dream your imagination, you are unstoppable. If you can believe whatever you create in your minds, and you are actually sane, because like I'm trying to pretend I can see how a watch works, but I can't. So I can't build one because I can't see it. So I would have to build something that would probably fall apart 100,000 times until I figure out how my watch would work, because I have no idea how time goes, but I know how to use it. I use my time. You use your time. If we used any of that time together, that'd be together time. Now, what you were thinking at the time you were with me and what I was thinking at the time you were with me, and if we can discuss actually what it was about, that would be a great time. But if we can't, that would be a terrible time. Now, if you think a great time is not understanding, or you think a great time is understanding, relativity comes back to Einstein to say understanding wins all communication. If a gear needed to work, that is what understanding is all about. To understand another's perception and to sink yourself into it to where you want to accept it. And you can't ever accept certain things. So we always want to compose ourselves to what we can't accept, because accepting is like, hey, you walked in the door, I answered the door, I accepted myself to go to the door. Therefore, in relativity, under Einstein, I had to welcome the guest in. Because if you don't welcome the guest in and you go to the door, that's not part of relativity. You're not in the same game. Welcome to the world of Einstein, where everything is relative, running out to Neptune. Neptune, Mars, and all the planets. It's a dance of words. It's a dance of words, my friends. It's a dance of words. In 410 is communication. This becomes 16, this becomes 80, this becomes 86, this becomes 14, and this becomes 66 is the same 80. 0 and 1, 4 and 0. Same thing, 10, 4. It's my birthday at the same time. 4 times 1, 4 plus 1 is 4 and 5. 4 times 1, 4 plus 5 is 4 and 5. 5 and 5 equal to Jupiter, because there is no 10. It's 9. 10 is 2 parts. 1 is inside 9. It's actually 8. 5 is actually 4. 1 inside 4 creates 5. It's 1 part of 4 quarters equaling to 1 quarter. So if you see the number 14, that's 1 quarter, or 11 times 11 times 11 times 11, something like that. equals to 14614, which is the equal to 25,625 of the Mayan calendar, divided by 5 equals to 51, 51 something 5, 51, wow, what is that number? I got my calculator. Oh no, oh no, oh no. 25, 625 divided by 5 equals 5 and equals to 5125. And the long count is 5184. So 5 times this, or 5 times this, the difference, okay, is 59 EIEIO. There's 295 difference between 25,625 and 25,920. This is the Mayan time count. Now, I do not work in exact precision, meaning I'm not going to give you back tune and any of this, and I should definitely go and study it the way a creative something is doing it, because it's so beautiful to see it, and it helps me and to remember to learn slowly. It's a reminder. It's like I'm getting reminded, and I really enjoy to be reminded to multiply a word. So this 125, 5 times 125 is 625, and 41 times 625 is 25,625. Right? And this one over here is 17 times 3, and this one here is 5 times 5. 52 is Earth, 51 is Mars, 103, 163, touchdown. The difference over here is 59, EIN. 5 and 9 is 14 equals EIN, equals to 28. 7 by 4 equals to 11. And 28 is 39, S&T. S&T also come together in the word. There's a 93 count for Saturn. So this is the exact difference, and the total is 295. Add 295 to this, and you get 920. At 295 is our birth inside the house numbered as Neptune equals 95, and so is N-E-N-E. In tune, birth, birth, N-E-N-E, or how about Ben? When you always see the word Ben, it's birth in the house of. Ben, E and N, 514. 1 and 4 equals to 5. DNA, ADN, born in the house of Dad. 5, 2, 5, the grinder. Turning 6 around. If I minus this, if I add this, it's 10, 3, 09. 10, 3, 09. 10, 3, 09. 10, 3, 09. I do not know what it means yet. If I want to go to 16, if I want to go creation of the 9 birth of 10. 10, 3, 09. Now I can see it already. 103 is Mercury. This is the 9 birth. Okay, this is the birth of creation. 30 creation, 30 creation. OCO. It's all about 3, 1, 2, 3. And the word come. 3, 1, 2, 3. Come. 3, U, 21. M, 1, 3. 121. Come, 121. HUM, 8. 21, 1, 3. It's all the same thing. It's like a glue. The water, the glue that fits between all the metals is what makes everything so precious. Otherwise, everything is one. But it is whole. Gold is whole within itself. What happens if you take away all the elements? It loses complete hardness. And you can't really control. Is there any control if you don't have help inside the control? Extensuous heat. What goes through extensuous heat? Can we burn ash? How much heat can we give to ash before we can make ash nothing? Or is ash ashes forever until water meets the ash? And only when the nutrients in the water leave does ash become ash again. So does ash mean it's a Holy Ghost and only the particles lift and go away and ash is held on to nothing? Is it a gum? Is it a mud? Anyways, I don't know where I'm going with this right now. Let me look back in my book to see what I wrote down. Yes, the alignment of these numbers. I'm going to make a story with these numbers using 1, 2, 3 numbers here and then designing. I'll say the A, C, M, and 7 is next to 1. I'll either multiply it or add it and change it to different houses. This is the house I multiplied. This is the house I added. And I'll use these 4 numbers in a row. And then I'll take these 4 numbers in a row. And I'll make a whole star where it looks like a star, but I'll just, every coordinate has a different number on this side. And then while it's happening on this side, I have to build the altar world because now they have it on this side. There's a total of 75 on here. 57 of 75. Isn't that not 28? 57, 67, 70, well, 18, I mean. 18 is the difference between 57 and 75. 7 and 5 equals 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 18, 1 and 8 equals 9. 3 and 9 says CL, says her sky. C and L, the two letters. That's all I need. I don't need any more than two letters. What do you think? The artist went in the cave and he carved out 19 different letters. He carved a man. I'm giving you letters C and L. It says CL. The word is in French. It means sky. That's what it is. Golly gee, Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. I don't care what you call it. Somehow she lights up in my life. Makes fire. Feels hot. Hot as fire. You would say it's fire. 99% of the people say it's fire. We put it in the dictionary as lighting a match will cause or create fire, and then they explain it all the way, but it's fire. You jumped away. You didn't say fire. You just jumped away. So now I know that if somebody jumps away, there could be fire. Fire equals to danger. So anytime someone jumps, I'm going to think of danger. Call me Rodney Danger. I'm in the field. Look me up one day. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Did you see that? Hey, I can't get it back. Well, my life is going, I cannot get back what just happened. It just said 2112. You can stop this, go back and see 2112, okay? Or I can tell you about it before the video begins, and then you'll know to stop at 2112. You'll know what I'm going to do. But I can't, because otherwise my video ends, and I don't Photoshop my videos because they have to seem as real as I know I am and believe wholeheartedly with no hearts in my holes. No hearts in my, actually no holes in my heart. Actually, I got plenty of holes in my heart. They're going out all over the place. I got delivery service. Good old ticker. Cluck, 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 just like a chicken. Heartbeat, right? Isn't that what the chicken is all about? Chicken is your heart. And your heart gets all pumped up. All the blood goes to the top of the chicken's head. And a little bit down here. Because this guy's operating everything. He's got all the valves. Is that what they call the butterfly gland, the thyroid gland? Is he really doing the trick? Is he really doing anything? Or did they put that on us to control us? But anyways, somehow something to do with the thyroid, because they have the two things here on each side of the chicken, the gurgles here. Not the thing like on the turkey underneath here. So our heart is beating and beating, and the hat of the chicken, 5 to 9, 5 to 9, E-I-E-I-O, Einstein, 1776, Neptune, come right on the big blue world, come on, and be a chicken, cluck, 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 tick, 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 and we're going to have chicken and ribs for supper. They go together, how they brought them back together. Chicken's got to lay 6 eggs in 7 days. On the 8th day, she'll lay again. So she's 6, 1, 1 is 8. On the 8th day, it's just like the first day because she laid again. In the piano, that's A and A. She's got 2 aces. She began twice. For 8, D, H, designated hitter. 12, 16. May as well play pool because they work well. I've got the purple sky. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Enjoy 2112.